Won't you stay, give me just a little more time so we can say what's on our mind.
Let me ask you out of the gate. One thing that we talked about pretty extensively the first time you were on the show is all the good that's in the world. You talked about there's more good than there is bad. And man, I love that. Where does that come from?
I think a lot of it comes from knowing what it's like to be focused on the bad stuff. I mean, growing up is such a process. You think, I want to be grown, but there's a lot that goes along with that, and you have to deal with things that you've heard about them, you've read about them in a book, but you go out in life and you've got all these dreams, and sometimes you just get beat down. And when you're focused on those bad, when I say bad things, some things don't seem bad at first, but substance abuse or anything that could keep you from being on a path of doing things that are good for you and the people around you. And from my perspective, that comes from showing a Christian heart. I was raised that way, and I'm really blessed that I was raised that way. But you've got to focus on the good stuff, because once you do, you start to realize how much better life is and how it feels. And there's a lot more to life than just, I got to do this today. And I have that attitude sometimes. I wake up and I've got a great wife, Shelly, who is a consistent factor in my life, who says, hey, focus on the good stuff. Look at all this good stuff you've got going on today, and you're worried about this one thing just because you're a perfectionist and you want, to have 50 picks in your pocket. You're worried about it, but don't worry about it. Look how much good. And she helps me do that. But I really think that you have to be focused on the good. You just do.
We talked about it the first time you came on the show. It's living with a grateful heart. It really is. It's about being thankful for all this goodness and this greatness and this happiness that's around us.
That's right.
I mean, we could easily focus on the evil and the bad, couldn't we?
There's enough of it to distract you, that's for sure. But that's all it is a distraction. Spend half the time sleeping, half the time awake, and if you spend half your time awake thinking about negative things, you're going to miss the boat, And I have to constantly remind myself, we're human, and we're living this life and kind of going down this path that you can't really foresee, even if you want to or think you have the best plan in mind. I bet you God's got a better one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I view my my career path and my family and friends and all that. I base that on. It really kind of has to be based on a relationship with God, I think, because if you're not right with yourself, if you're not right with God, you ain't right. That kind of thing. It's pretty true. If you're not centered and doing the things you're supposed to be doing and focused on those good things, you just got to be focused on that good path.
I agree.
So we can say what's on our mind. We need to say it, babe. Say what's on our mind.